Okay, so I was doing well in San Francisco. Comedy was happening for me. I eventually decided to quit that job at the insurance company, and they gave me unemployment. Anyway, the guy that I was living with that was near the Holy City Zoo, that guy Arthur, he eventually decided he didn't want me living in his house anymore because what he was doing, he would rent out rooms to hot chicks and everything, and then, no guys would live there really. But anyway, that was a long story, make a long story short. And my problem with comedy back in those days was I wasn't serious about it. I mean, I was funny, I was good, I'd make people laugh, but I did not work hard at being a comedian. I didn't. I didn't know show business. I didn't know that I had to concentrate and write jokes and everything like that. I just figured I was good looking, I was cute, and I just was funny. I didn't have to write jokes. My whole purpose of doing comedy was to get laid and get high. That was it. And, and that's what I did a lot. And so I didn't really become a great comedian. But, I did enough to get by and to get work and stuff. Anyway, so Cobb's Pub, I burned that bridge. And I got out of that guy Arthur's house, and I moved into probably the nicest apartment house I've ever lived in my life in Pacific Heights, San Francisco. It was a beautiful house, and I was collecting unemployment. It was a great place I was living. It was fun getting high all the time. The girls that lived there with me, I mean, it was kind of a cool family. And I was right down right over the hill, walk over the hill down to the marina. So I go to Cobb's Pub. I'd hang out at Cobb's Pub a lot then because it was becoming the club. But I wasn't getting booked, but I could perform there on open mics and things like that. Anyway, long story short, like I was getting gigs around the East Bay, Sacramento. I was doing comedy gigs all over the place, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway, the San Francisco comedy competition came up, and I finally got in. After years of trying to get in, I finally got in. I got booked. And I'm going to be honest with you. I was nervous. I was scared. I never did a comedy competition, and I was so scared. So nervous. My nerves were I'm not good under pressure, but I got a big old boil on my butt. A big old boil. And I thought it was hemorrhoids because it hurt so bad. Oh my God, it hurt. But anyway, I had to go to the doctor because I thought I had a boil on my butt. I thought I had hemorrhoids. And I got to the doctor, and he looked. He goes, "No, you don't have hemorrhoids. You got a boil on your butt." And he lanced that boil. And that was the worst pain that I've ever been in my life. I'm screaming and crying, please stop, I'm sorry. That's what I was doing, telling the doctor. And needless to say, I had to drop out of the San Francisco comedy competition for a night, had to soak my butt in the tub. It's kind of a disgusting story, but that's what happened. It was true. Other comedians go, man, if everybody gets a boil on their butt, I might win. But anyway, that was a running joke. So anyway, I still finished the last couple of nights of the comedy competition, and I made my $25. We also had Comedy Day in San Francisco, but like I said, I burned a lot of bridges, and I was a comedian's comedian. Comedians liked me, club owners didn't like me. I was in the Comedy Day once, but the Comedy Day in San Francisco was one of the biggest events of the year. And then it was time for me to go out on the road. I started figuring out how to book road gigs and start traveling and get out of San Francisco, cut the strings of San Francisco, and go out and be a road comedian. So I will tell you that story coming up. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. And if you don't mind, buy me a coffee. Help support the channel. And I'll be back with more stories again really soon. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.